German Christmas markets are becoming unrecognizable. For centuries, these markets represented one of Europe's highest trust traditions. They were open, lightly policed, and woven into public squares on the assumption that people could gather peacefully without fear. That assumption has now collapsed. Now images of German Christmas markets are going viral, showing how police have locked these events down, with multi-ton concrete blocks, steel bollards, and controlled entry points. Armed police carrying rifles now patrol spaces that once relied on nothing more than social trust. In some cities, the concrete is painted green or shaped like Christmas trees in a thin attempt to disguise what is essentially permanent anti-terror infrastructure. This transformation is the result of repeated terrorist attacks and threats against Christmas markets. Last year in Magdeburg, a man drove his car into a crowded Christmas market, killing 6 people and injuring hundreds. His motives remain unclear. In 2016, an Islamist asylum seeker who pledged allegiance to ISIS murdered 12 people at a Christmas market in Berlin. And most recently, Germany foiled an Islamist terrorist plot in southern Bavaria, arresting 3 Moroccans, an Egyptian, and a Syrian. At the same time, Christmas markets in cities like Vienna and Brussels have seen intimidation and protests by pro-Palestinian activists. These are majority Christian countries marking their most important cultural holiday, and the decision to turn those spaces into sites of political confrontation only deepens the sense that shared norms no longer exist. When leaders refuse to draw clear boundaries around public life, they don't create harmony. They create resentment, mistrust, and conditions for backlash that will ultimately harm innocent minorities far more than help social cohesion. Instead of having an honest conversation about integration, radicalization, and what it means to share a country with people who actively hate Western values, European leaders have adopted a siege mentality. They're happy to spend taxpayers' money instead of asserting their country's Christian traditions and weeding out threats to their way of life. Cities now spend hundreds of thousands, and in some cases millions of euros to fortify markets. Smaller towns that can't afford these measures are cancelling events that have existed for centuries, while even major cities are pulling back, with Paris cancelling its traditional New Year's Eve celebrations on the Champs-Élysées over similar security concerns. This is the deeper reckoning Germany is facing. A society built on openness is reorganizing itself around fear. The markets still exist, but the trust that once defined them does not.